Yes guys, and welcome back to Tika Taka TV, the home of your daily football content. And today we're going to give you another team prediction for next season. And today we're going to give you the champions from last year, Manchester City. I don't expect a lot of transfer business to be going on at the Etihad this season, this summer even. But there'll be a couple of changes, so let's get straight into it and see what I've picked. Let's go. Into number one, holding the goalkeeper's position, Joe Hart for me without a shadow of a doubt. He's still a world-class goalkeeper for me. I think being dropped last season, coming back, did him the world of good actually, mentally and as a goalkeeper. I think he got a little bit too comfortable, so I think, coming back in that, under that sort of stress, he's got to start performing well week in, week out. It's done him the world of good. So Joe Hart for me in goal. Into left back, a couple of choices here between Clichy and Kolarov. I've gone with Kolarov. I think Pellegrini likes him. There's something about him that gives him a different option to what Clichy seems to give him. I think this is a sort of Pellegrini fullback, if you like. And throughout pre-season, I know we can't take too much from it, but he seems to be his sort of leader on the pitch at the minute. So Kolarov for me at left back. Into centre half, the best defender in the world for me without a shadow of a doubt right now, Vincent Kompany, being a leader, being Mr. Man City for a long time now, but especially last season. I think without him they probably wouldn't have won the title. People saying he didn't really have his best season, but I think that's one of his best seasons, to be honest. It's a top draw. The position alongside him, though, the other centre half, is where a position where they have needed to strengthen for a while. They struggled with Di Michelis there last season. He really didn't get the best of names when he first joined. Very slow, give the ball away, not the best of the best. But I've gone with the new guy, Mangala. Sorry, something going on. I'm just trying to stop the phone from ringing. Mangala, I've gone alongside him, the guy from Porto. I think we all know by now that he's now a Manchester City player. Big tower in centre half, very quick, and I think he'll work wonders alongside Vincent Kompany and just shore that back line up. Into right back, they've just signed Sagna from Arsenal. I know they're looking for cover there probably, and that's all I can see it as, because the guy I'm going to put in there, Zabaleta, was the best fullback in the league for me last year. Right back, sorry. He's great getting forward, great defensively. He can create things. He's a top fullback. Why they'd want to replace him, I don't know. I think Sagna is just, as I say, as a cover, and to give Zabaleta a break from playing every single week. I've gone with a 4-1-4-1 formation, guys. So in the holding role, I've gone with a new guy, another signing from Porto, and that's Fernando. Very good defensive midfielder. He's going to be that anchor in that team now. Just sitting there and protect that back four. Exactly the sort of thing I think that they've needed. The two boys in front of him I'm going to put in. They like to get forward. One of them likes to defend, but I think Fernando would be the man that sits in that holding role and just defends. But in front of him, I've gone with Yaya Toure, one of the best centre midfielders in the world, if not the best right now. Absolutely got everything, this fella. Absolutely everything. It looks as if he was going to leave Man City just before the World Cup. He'd fallen out over a birthday cake. As silly as this sort of game is going now, it's going a little bit nuts, but there was talk of him leaving. I think he's come out and said no, he's happy to stay. Whether he's really, really happy or whether he's asking for an extra pound note, who knows. But I expect him to be in the 11 for next year. Alongside him, I'm going to go with Fernandinho. Came in last season. I think he's allowed Yaya Toure to actually become a better football player. Brazilian guy. Reminds me a little bit of Ramirez, to be honest. Not great technically, but he's got a great engine on him. He works his socks off. So I expect Fernandinho and those three to be the three in the centre of midfield. Then on the right midfield, I've gone with Sami and Nasri. Just signed a new deal at Man City. Very much a Pellegrini player, and when if he can get back to the form we see at Arsenal, they're going to have a very good player in their hands. Struggled a little bit last year, but towards the end of the season did step up a little bit. Disappointment in his camp that he's not been picked for the World Cup. But I think that will give him the hunger and the desire to get back into this Man City side and really prove himself and prove a point that they left him out was the wrong decision. On to left midfield, one of the most technically gifted players in the league, and that's David Silva. When him and Mata were both here, I thought you know, I couldn't really. I was struggling to find out who was going to be the best player really out of the pair of them. David Silva, for me, has jumped 2 levels above that. He's definitely miles in front of Mata. He's definitely the best technically gifted player we've got here, in my opinion. And I fully expect him to be in the Man City lineup for next year. Leading the line, they've got choices. This lot, they've got choices, and I expect them to probably go on the hunt for another striker somewhere a lot throughout the summer. But anyone they get is never going to replace this guy in my eyes, and that's Sergio Aguero. Being linked with a move away, but I think Man City are trying to tempt him with a new contract. Talks of around £52 million for him to stay at Manchester City. Talking about big bucks. So I fully expect him to be in the lineup next year. They don't need the money, Man City. It's not about money for them. They want the best players at their club, and they've certainly got one in Sergio Aguero. So I expect him to be there next year. But guys, that's my starting 11 for next year. As I said, not much transfer business going on at the Etihad for me. I don't think will happen. But there's a couple of different changes in there, and 2 good changes I think that really will help this Man City side. Just, you know, sort of do something in the Champions League next year as well. Just help make that team a little bit stronger. But guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it as always. If you can press the subscribe button, if you can press the like button, if you're on Twitter, the link is in the description below. It'd be cool to see you over there. But if not, I will see you in our next video. Cheers, guys.